Hi guys, Hannah here and welcome to today's mini Zentangle session. Today is week 8, day 2, and the materials we're going to be using are a black micron pen. If you don't have one, a black biro or any fine liner in black, a black pencil, a tortillon or a blending stump if you haven't got one, an earbud, and this tile is a white square piece of card that measures 5 by 5 centimetres, which is 2 by 2 inches. So if you'd like to go and pause the video, go and get your materials ready, settle down comfortably and we'll begin. So today's pattern is one of my top 5 favourites, and this one, there are a few variations that we've done that are similar. One of them we did last week, and I'm starting off with my pencil and I'm just drawing some dots, and they're spaced about 1 centimetre apart, and I'm just filling up the page, or the tile should I say, and we start off with something a bit like that. Now, for those of you that have dexterity issues, I've actually used my dotty tool to create this one because I prefer to have them straight. And I know that probably doesn't make much sense, but it's just the way that I am. So going in with my pen now, and again please excuse my voice, I think it's finally going to give up the ghost when I finish this video for today. Can't decide if I sound like a smurf, but I certainly don't sound like my normal self, that's for sure. Right, so I've gone over each of those dots in pen, and here's where the fun starts. So I'm starting in the bottom left hand corner, and as we did with one of the tangles last week, I'm looking at these 4 as part of a set. So from the left to, I'm drawing what looks like a smiley face on the side, and you'll notice that it's coming in, and then the one opposite is going to match, so we've got 2. And when you're doing this tangle, it'd be wise to remember that they come in pairs. So moving up to this 4, we're going to create another pair, but this time we're going to do the opposite. So they're going to go outwards. Then this one has to marry up. So we've got 2 innies, 2 outies. And then you've guessed it, yep, we're going to repeat it again. So we've got 2 more innies, and then we've got 2 more outies. So from that original 4 lines, we've got 2 sets going in, followed by 2 going out, followed by 2 going in, and then 2 more going out. So moving on to the next line, this one here is going out, which means this one is going outwards. Now I know for this one on here it's going in, but when you move your eye line to this one, you can see it's going out. Now as this one is going out, this one is going in, this one also has to go in, and then out, and then in, and then we move on to this one. So it's in, out, in, out. And how many of you did shake it all about at the end of that? Okay, so I'm going to finish the last row, and we have something that looks a bit like that. I'm then going to turn it one turn. So all of those are now going horizontally, and this is where people can get a little bit confused. So for me, the easiest way to remember is that you're never going to draw over a line. What I mean by that is, this is the line that we're going to draw around, But if I tried to draw that, say on this one, I'd have to draw over that line and over that line. So that obviously can't happen. So because this one is an innie, this one also has to be an innie. And it's up to you if you want to carry on going down that way or going down that way. I'm going to go along this way. So we've got one that's going in, that one that's got to match it. And that one's going out, so that's got to match it. Now these two are going in, which means that this row here, they have to be the opposite. This one is in, so we repeat that in, out, in, there you go. And then moving along. So this row here is going to look like it's going underneath this one here. And as long as you haven't got two next to each other that look the same, and you don't go over the lines, it's actually very easy. And one of the reasons why I love this is because once you get into the flow, it is very simple, but also it's very effective. And when you add the shading, does it make a difference? So the way I'm going to do the shading on this one is I'm only going to shade one row, and then I'll show you one that I've already done the whole shading on. So for me, the easiest way with the shading is find the row that's going to go underneath, and then we're going to put a line of shading with pencil, and then I'm going to gently use my blending tool and blend that out, and then turning that round again, we can see that this one is going underneath that one, and this one is going to go underneath that one. Oops, didn't go close enough there, but it doesn't matter too much. So using my blending tool, I'm just blending these out. So that's the first row, and again you can see how effective it is. Now here's one I drew earlier, and I've shaded all of it, but you can see that that shading really makes it look like that one's going underneath, over, underneath, over. And if you want to add a little bit more in the way of embellishment, we could put a line going down that way. You could put some just straight lines, just to add a little bit, just whatever, whichever way you feel that you want to embellish it. So here's one I've done where I've done my circles much bigger, and I've also done my curves much shallower, so they look like they're almost sort of squeezed in, and I like it that way. Here's one I've done where I've embellished the inside of each section. So I've drawn a line like I have on here, and then using the spiral shape pattern that we learnt very early on in these mini sessions, and I think that's lovely. Here's one I've done where I've actually done a separate colour, and I'll talk you through it. So I drew a line like I have here, but I drew it in the brown 01, and then I've done two more lines, so there's a total of 4 lines. In fact, I can show you one here. And then all I've done is just draw them, like, although I've drawn these a little bit too quick, I didn't slow down. And then I've added the shading. And then finally, here's one I've drawn where instead of the dots being 1 centimetre apart, they're 2 centimetres apart. And as you can see, I've done the dots solid black, and then I've embellished them just in a different way. Just play around with it and see how you, or what you feel that you want to add to it. But this is definitely one of my go-tos, and I do love the grid patterns because they always amaze me with what they, the way that they come out. So please have a play and let me see your results, and I look forward to you joining me tomorrow for day 3 of this week. Take care. Bye for now.